accessories because they violate Auntie's branding guidelines.
Entering a confrontational stage.
In progress.
Engaging hostile life forms.
Recharge incomplete.
Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies. Reducing bodily trauma soon.
Fortificator at ready status.
Hitting.
No combatants on my scopes.
This unit. Administration.
Locking them down. Taking the fight out of them.
Providing a host. Standing by.
Capacitor out. Get it while it's energy. Stun weapon ready, Commander. On whom exactly?
Restoring agent.
Capacitor deployed. Free energy if you can reach it.
Ready to assist with agent's complete. Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendly.
Mitigating the threat. Capacitor unit away. Recharge before it discharges.
Restoring agent. Away from this unit. Commencing combat-related activities.
Standing by to liquefy.
Sorry, time is bits. Bits is time. Or are, that is.
Hello again. Have you brought me the... Oh, thank law. Here's the reward I promised. I am downright giddy to get it into my lab so I can start my experiments.
Well, I, for one, am going to try my best to forget any of this ever happened.
Man the sword! Eyes up, troops! A mess of the bastards are coming from the east.
Did they follow those folks back from that nest?
Energy is up for grabs.
I've had many missions I've never spoken about to anyone. This one will be for different reasons.
Well, that certainly was a horrific... Absolutely. Yes. The research value of that pupa is absolutely incredible.
The hostages went home safe. We'll see if those at the peace talks make it back fine as well. May all our...
You, the Get and Go Getter. I'm offering deals so good, they're worth crawling under the book. Welcome back to... What can I... believe Arcadia shall ever return
Thus,
to how it
if we
was?
compare the rates of dust
Ruth the Song is the first among equals of the Lord. The paradigm is a self-centered derivative take on the grand plan.
Yes. You may prove.
When I asked a little token of my appreciation for a job. Now, will there be anything else? I can tend to your injuries. Many thanks. Right, my supplies are... Hello again, stranger. How can I be of... My supply...
Disease, explosions. Now,
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. The invaders. A surprise to all personnel. Something that will.
Don't become a statistic, Commander.
Join the Order of the Ascendant and experience the beauty.
Keep making us money, friend.
Only thing, I'm glad to be sitting here safely, but I hope Command is sending us a cost-effective method for cleaning up the uranium soon. You ain't doing what I think you're doing, right? Only thing between me and a double promotion was the people in Outpost Opportunity. Reckon it's a good day to be me. You really did just crack that door right in front of my lamps. Fortunately for you, I got very specific orders to stop anyone from stealing. So just don't do that.
If you're looking for outpost opportunity, it's to the south. And a bit to the southeast. And southwest. Just sort of all over the place. In bits and pieces.
Up, down, up, down. Hey, we could use more go-getters like you. This is the worst! Better than being shot at.
Working hard or hardly working? That's rhetorical.
suggest we start discussing strategy, Commander.
The information collected on the peace talks has been verified, Commander. As time is a factor, this unit suggests heading to Greater Tranquility Station as soon as you are able.
We can't let DeVries catch us on the back foot again. We need a plan.
Stakes are high. If DeVries sabotages the peace talks, war will continue.
I would better favor these so-called peace talks if they involved both parties' exfiltration from Arcadia. As it stands, I can only view them with derision.
Records indicate Greater Tranquility is a derelict station. Consequently, the ideal route to reach the main chamber for the peace talks will be through its underbelly. Be advised, in the absence of Victor, status deceased, and his explosives, Agent DeVries and her team will be committed to a frontal assault. Due to delays incurred while saving the Order hostages, DeVries also has the codes to control the station's security automechanicals, and will assuredly deploy them against you, Commander.
Well said. I've never met a foe I couldn't pound into submission.
Additionally, per the Earth Directorate Manual, when lacking equivalent combat forces, determination and vast amounts of ammunition may make up the difference.
You know where I stand. This war's taken too many good folk from us. I'll be damned if I let DeVries add to that number.
I'm coming with you. Who better to make DeVries pay for Horizon Point than a pair of our own Phantoms? Good. Would have been a
Confirming coordinates for Greater Tranquility Station. Confirmed.
Careful now. No. You sure have...
That damn white. With that data, she could wreak more havoc. Look, I know the choice is yours on how you want to approach this, but it's my folk in the crosshairs. If there's space by your side, I hope you'll call on me. Sure, if we fail to stop DeVries, this will have dire consequences for the war and everything. Look at that rift. It's making my skin buzz, even in here.
Good evening. On behalf of everyone in Auntie's family, I want to thank our hosts for securing this wonderfully austere venue to begin our negotiations for peace. With tensions being patched in Golden Age, I am certain we can both profit from a merger. But surely the good Vicar Laureate and his fellow shareholders have some thoughts?
Madam Vice President, I and my fellow counselors remind you that this is no merger, but an alliance. By ending the war, we may focus on the true threat to our society, the rifts.
Be still, Cadre. But don't let this interloper out of your sight. It's you, is it not? The one Agent DeVries warned me to expect? Well, see here. If you intend to stop me, it's preposterous. Our mission to stop the talks is a righteous one.
We need answers, now. How we extract those
You'll do no such thing. And even if by some low chance you could extract my knowledge, you'll never truly understand. If our deaths that matters not. He lost his grit and turned traitor. But I am steadfast in my resolve. You hear me? Steadfast. I was warned you might try to lure me in with niceties, but it doesn't matter what you do. The rest of our team is pushing forward. Agent DeVries is right. The only way to save us from destruction is to save the Order from itself. True. If we want to preserve the Order, we should indeed, you may. Fine then. You'll also need this. That's my end of the agreement upheld. If...
Gave up that intel rather easily, didn't they? Let's have a look.
No way through that fence except in pieces. Let's find another way around. Just imagine the hustle and bustle of this place in its heyday. Shame it's all going to scrap now. We need to find us a fuse to get this old thing operational again.
This is good. If the Protectorate's own leader is beyond his depth, he... and his ilk won't anticipate an alliance.
He's not my sovereign.
Yes, right. Well, landing a strike against the Protectorate in this state will be something like wrangling a galloping redworm.
I am unfamiliar, but I presume that to mean it will be without exertion? If so, then you are perhaps even more ignorant of Arcadia than I calculated. The Sovereign, guide him, is as ineffective as you suggested. But his advisor, the Consul, is not. These executions, these impulsive attacks, are solely his influence.
Solely? Your previous sovereign was rather draconian himself, if your own history books are to be believed. Do not act like the current rot emerged from nowhere.
I could perhaps say the same to you and your reputation for putting profits over people. But instead, I suggest we pivot our discussion back to the real matter at hand.
Damn. DeVries' team must have gotten to these mechs first. I don't favor fighting on two fronts, but it's not looking like we have another choice.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just get the signal. Hostile spotted.
Elemental
Unidentified.
Let's dismiss what the hell I'm the one you need to worry about.
We may have no physical presence there, but we are ever watchful. Our observations suggest that matters have been delicate.
Yes, but things have taken somewhat of a turn. After the Protectorate destroyed their own relay out of madness, we have seen little resistance to our residents.
Well, we welcome the news of your advances. However, it is worrisome that it took the assistance of a freelancer for you to finally secure your hold. Worrisome indeed. After some quick mental calculations, I do see merit in your last declaration. It was astonishingly logical, in fact.
How charming that I've surprised an esteemed man such as yourself. In turn, I wish to thank you for toning down your bloviating. I feared we'd still be here next fiscal quarter.
Yes, you must be quite busy between product launches and accounting bits. But I will be here as long as it takes to ensure the order isn't taken advantage of by duplicitous actors.
Let us turn our attentions once more to Golden Ridge. I am grateful we could come to an accord after that unfortunate attack on Outpost Opportunity, but many questions remain.
Of course. Allow me to offer this bit of data, then. The true culprit of the attack was a proctor named Svoboda. My brave colleagues found her out and promptly executed her.
Ah, so the Order is capable of decisive action. I had doubts after hearing about your monastery. Even though the house is yet lit, this crime happened under your purview.
I would remind you that these innocents survived because of our quick and accurate analysis of the situation. I do not appreciate insinuations that we allow chaos to run rampant on our watch. Chances are high that any erratic variable is a result of your people's meddling in our affairs.
Ridiculous. Next you'll be claiming we're to blame for all of your past failures. Why, the mere prediction of our arrival years ago sent you into a tizzy. Isn't that right?
Two.
analysis, neither of our parties has enough goodwill with the other to proceed directly to an alliance. A swift end
this
to the
unit,
war is
my
highly
records do not indicate that any offer. Searching my records. Praise be.
Conclusion? Did your numbers give any insight into making this more worth my while?
No time to lollygag. I'm starting to get an eerie feeling, like someone's got their lamps on us.
pissed off.
You court slow, Commander.
Up and at him, boss.
Displaying customary intimidation.
I can hear you scampering around.
Don't make me ready to waste it.
Don't move.
Take their phone.
Sense target.
I can What are you doing down there?
There's the elevator. Getting close now.
Ain't nothing there.
Throats by the end of this. Is this really what you want?
It'd be foolish to even consider an alliance when you so clearly wish to bend... Arcadia to Auntie's will. Should the fighting intensify, and it shall, it will be due to your pride. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar already possesses the foresight necessary to lead a colony and better its people. Until you acknowledge this, I fear we will never reach an accord.
Foresight pales in comparison to action. We acquired Fairfield from the Protectorate. You recall? This was a decisive victory over a strategic location which promises high returns.
Law, there they are. right out in the open. Best speed this up. We can't have got long before DeVries goes through with her plan.
Even take the body relay yourself. Arcadian matters are best suited for Arcadians. We actively collect data to understand how to serve our people, after all. Look no further than the abbot, who welcomed refugees to Matriarch's mercy.
Yet he struggled to feed and house them properly. The poor man was clearly overwhelmed if he couldn't see his right hand was actively undermining him, even with his data.
Meanwhile, Auntie's Choice has done little to alleviate the refugee crisis it helped create. Indeed, my projections may be accurate. You are more interested in what you can steal.
Dear Vicar, you are not yourself. And in your business, damn you. These talks. We'd be happy hosts. We do enjoy dazzling guests with a tour of our...
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander.
It's over, Augustine. Nowhere left to run. No more lies you can peddle.
Ibarra, I was unaware of your survival until recently. Believe it or not, I was happy you survived. But you could have done anything with your life. Shrugged off the bad memories. But now you're both... Oh, and I've no interest in continuing this little reunion. What happened in Horizon Point, well, these delegates you came to save, I'm killing them both, and any hope for peace. Spare me that sanctimonious drivel. You'll never be Commander Zane, don't even try. Better. It's in your best interest, Commander, to hear me out. I am doing I am so close. With the right data and the prototype rift modulator hidden away in a protectorate lab on Praetor, the Order could finally... But like the protectorate before them, Auntie's Choice must never have access to that technology. No. The Order's seers approached me after I arrived in Arcadia, and proved to me that you were an unwelcome variable. Prior knowledge could have changed your actions, and the seers had predicted that you and your team would perish in the process regardless. I tried to put it out of mind when you and I first spoke. I had to focus. But all I could think of was the cost, and I forced myself to complete it. I trusted that with Horizon Point's destruction, humanity might be saved. You are focused entirely on the... You recall what I said of the rift modulator? Of the data? You know who these corporatists are. How they deal with their competitors. Imagine now, the Order must not sacrifice...
Enough! I've got all the answers I needed, Commander. She's gone over the threshold.
You think you have it in you to pull the...
Had 10 years to... Give the order, Commander. How many times do you need a snake to bite you to realize its nature? You're wrestling fire here.
It doesn't matter. 2 dead delegates? That's a fair price to pay. We've paid worse. Is that so? Please then, enlighten me on how you might save the Order from itself. Negotiations are If I can do anything to put doubt in either faction's mind, I'll do it. But even if this mission is all I have. So if you won't leave me to carry out my plan... Savannah. No, it doesn't matter. You should hate me for what I've... Do you actually? I want nothing. I see now that my judgment has been compromised. So we will do this your way. I've recovered a cartridge from the Earth Directorate satellite I brought down. If you process this data, you can use it to improve the prototype rift modulator on Praetor. Because, whether you believe it or not, you are... The right thing means different thing. As for me, there's also a... It may be 3 years old. Wait, what in the void is that?
that rift belong. We need to get back to the incognito now.
Follow me, quick!
That rift's not getting any smaller. Come on, Commander, up and puffing.
This is an urgent message for all Earth Directorate agents. The spatial rift situation has deteriorated significantly. The rifts threatening a majority of our colonies and our Earth Directorate bases, including this one, have entered their final stages. If you see a rift that looks like this, you are in grave danger. You have at most a matter of months before everything in your local system is destroyed. The seriousness of this situation cannot be overstated. Therefore, Directive Alpha Omega is hereby invoked. You are fully authorized to do everything in your power to find a way to close the rifts. Along with this message, the entirety of our rift data has been sent to your local surveillance satellite. Analyze this data.
Acknowledging receipt of emergency mission parameters up. The full parameter. The agent has full authority to handle the mission and any. I have also detected the surveil. Aqua. You are also tasked with finding a way to process the Earth. Agents are both coincident. It seems they feel they owe you their lives and returning to mission objectives. Do you have a preference for which to pursue first, Commander? Acknowledged. It is worth. You have also received a Greetings, morally gray potential contractor. You've been pre-selected for membership in Auntie's report on board the. It appears you know.
Commander Bird. What happened back there? We had her cornered. Bullets chambered. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to trust you the next time a tough choice has to be made? Then why'd you do it? Mercy's a fine concept, but I'm not convinced everyone deserves it. I'm gonna need time to... A short-range transmission just came in from Zed. He's requesting we meet him at the tomb of the Matriarch, here on Praetor. It's where the Matriarch and First Sovereign are buried, supposedly. Zeb left out the... He did say he'd reach out to us again if he needed help. Reckon we should take it as a much obliged. Turn your lamps on that building over there. Reckon that's where we'll be able to get our hands on the rift modulator.
Protectorate control of Praetor has largely been achieved through the maintenance of a blockade. A survey of Praetor indicates there may be an alternate route past the blockade via the Automech factory.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander. No target. Troublemaker approach. Fastest way, how are you still upright over there? Can't just shoot in the thin air.
I look like I can do that now.
Let's wreck him! Let me know when you need a distraction.
all concerning. Best keep our lamps lit.
Are leaking outside, Commanders.
Your arrival cannot be more timely.
Gotta say you had me.
Then I come to the task at hand. For any subject, visit the intel. Who knows what technologies the Protectorate is withholding? If the Matriarch, I would not put it, but not for much longer. We must first gain entry to the security room, however.
I can see a half-dozen points of fit.
Glad we're operating. We're unlikely to have another chance like this. We must follow through now that we've made the opening. Which also means, once inside, slim chance.
Color me surprised.
The console is inside. They tortured her for the locations of the other members of our cell. They're all gone now, dead. I alone am left.
What the command?
I will not pretend it isn't a blow, but what's done is done. After. Stay close and keep silent. The less attention we draw, the better. By the Matriarch, there weren't supposed to be visitors today. That Sentinel and Docent are gonna put splinters in our plan if they're not dealt with.
You hang back here. The commander and I'll take care of this.
Gladly. I'll rejoin you once the path is clear.
I now present to you my new invention, the...
Drive, a revolutionary technology that will allow humanity to set course for...
Ready to take the heat off, Commander. Got my lamps on an unfront.
For my next gift, I bestow upon you the pinnacle of automechanical design, far superior to all automechanicals that came before. The time once spent in numbing manual labor. Let this accord between... Protectorate and the Order of the Ascendant mark the moment of Arcadia's true birth.
Beloved matriarch, you are nearer to perfection as anyone living could ever achieve. It will be the honor of the Order to serve the Protectorate's scientific ability.
Hostiles! Let's get to diplomacy! How are you still upright over there? Hit the broadside of a flame. Hey, got a distraction for you.
Make it!
Doubt, duplicity, cut weeds that grow.
Hit him hard!
out. There's never lack.
Never more content. Never more content.
Never
On your toe.
will we see her equal.
It has been 10 minutes.
Closer inspection.
Let's get them over with!
Taken care of. We can continue. Wait there. I'll come to you.
All handled. Now, my turn. There should be a hidden entrance here.
You can access the lower level now.
Let's dismiss with the how do you do. Get the one and I'll take care of him, Commander.
The security room that we need to reach is nearby. Should be able to disable that energy barrier from there.
Who goes? No one is allowed in here without the proper authorization.
Damn, the head curator. I had hoped to slip in before his shift, but no matter. We cannot allow him to leave and raise the alarm. He must be dispatched, quickly.
Now hold on. I know we had to kill that fella with...
I rather think that...
How much of a fuss could...
Please.
Allowing him to leave would be a grave error of mercy. One we can ill afford in this place.
If we start gunning down...
You need me to clear that moral... This man...
I'm kin to the...
Are you? My sister was made into a shadow. I endure...
That's a stroke of...
Be glad they're soft...
You cannot leave me here! What if it's days until someone comes to free me?
Why, I'll suffocate!
Then you had best stifle your complaints. You and Niall should turn off the power...
Can you not see how inhumane this is? A thousand curses upon you! No, wait, I didn't mean that. Please let me go! A thousand curses upon you!
No going back again. Not until we've done what we came here.
Hold! Don't set foot in that room. Just trigger. Run!
The idea to kill them before you die.
Prolong his life. My father's condition continues to deteriorate, both physically and mentally. It has been difficult to observe. His latest effort would see him entombed in an automechanical...
Waving my feet, but only because it's you.
Over here, Commander. Reckon I found something that might be useful later. Have a look, Commander. Who knows? Could come in handy. Just doing... Let's keep on.
We've made it through. Good. Now there should be 3 switches in this room. If we pull them in the correct order, the door should open. If I'm reading this right, the order is 1, 3, 2.
By my grandmother, I cannot abide the time this research into the rifts is
Why
taking.
must the Protectorate abstract everything?
It's been years.
Let's see if we can't suss out which switch is which before we commit to guessing.
And
Because I am to avoid another
I am still half
Maybe if we could
The
piece
researchers
the
swear
wiring.
it's possible to bring them back from the void. Perhaps those are only pretty lies intended to pacify me, but I trust Dr. Hurley to tell me the truth. I know the console wishes me to
Let's get to the focus.
Why should I? I not suffer anarchy. My desires not take priority.
It may correspond with each switch. Perhaps that'll be useful. The code I originally supplied can still be relied upon. 1, 3, 2. Apologize for my... That vault door is quite the obstruction. Fortunately, there should be a code. No. Fuck! They changed it recently. That shouldn't have happened until next week. I'm certain I can diagnose the issue. Now that you've cleared the way, I'll come down and join you.
I might have something else that can get you into that vault, Commander. Zeb seem a little off to you, Commander? Appreciate you. That business with the curator. I'm glad Zeb stood down. I'll be damned if... Well, speaking, turns out you were right about trusting. You take the...
Nice. I was hoping for a more subtle incursion, but no matter.
Am I running hot, or was that a hint of worry I heard in your voice back there?
Alas, I neglected to pack a thermometer. This terminal should allow me to retrieve all the information stored here.
In times of darkness, we must hold our principles dear. I fear the longer this war can...
This cannot be right.
The further we stray from...
There's nothing here save the designs for the skip drive. Not even initial concepts.
The matriarch.
10 years in Arcadia and the matriarch invented... nothing? And what's this about a deal with the Earth Directorate? We need to talk. Now.
Why close them when we can use...
I knew the Protectorate festered with lies. Niles.
Slow up, Zeb.
It says your agency struck an agreement with the matriarch over in exchange for skip drives. Arcadia was allowed to completely govern itself.
What message?
If this information is true, then the Earth Directorate permitted the matriarch to... Everything Arcadia is. All of the suffering... There's more. The skip drive schematics are here. How the explosive safeguards against tampering work. Our dear matriarch is a fraud. I thought I might find some technological innovation that could be handed to the... By releasing this information, the Sovereign... Erstwhile, giving the skip drive designs to the Protectorate...
Downsides like how the skip drives are causing rifts? Yeah. Not to mention how this agreement with the Protectorate will completely destroy the...
I was not aware of such a connection between rifts and the skip drives. As for the Earth Directorate, don't you see? This frees them from any obligation to the Protectorate. They'll be able to manufacture skip drives themselves. The deal will be voided. I understand your reticence, but people should have the power and means to make choices for themselves, even unhealthy ones.
It's worth holding the Earth Directorate's feet to the fire for this deal, but I don't think the entire organization should be judged by its... Plus, making the skip drive tech available, that's like throwing a lit match into a fuel converter. Can't think of a worse...
Do you think the Protectorate stand around debating the potential for injury? No. They act, and so must we. Damn the consequences. And should I refuse to leave empty-handed? What then?
Whoa. Put the brakes on, Commander. I know you're aiming to do the most good for the most amount of people, Zeb.
Do you know how many of my friends died? And you would have me what? Give up now?
You remember what we argued about?
I've replayed it in my mind.
A lot's changed. But that hasn't. Life in Arcadia could be just like we dreamed.
Out of respect for my friend, I'll remain here for a while longer.
Guess this is goodbye.
Only for now. If we both come out of this war...
I want to talk it over with the commander, but... we should keep moving, Commander. All right, but we... Don't even know where to start with everything that happened. At least we were able to talk Zeb out of his plan. I'm all for sowing chaos in the Protectorate. With that kind of information, I understand his desperation. I expect backroom dealing from unregulated corporations, not from the only agency keeping them in check. The Earth Directorate should be better than that. Permission to speak candid, Commander. Strange as it sounds, this whole experience with Zeb has helped me finally. Ain't easy having to decide between your allies and protecting It's the damnedest thing. Augustine still owes a debt to us and the rest of the galaxy. Maybe she pays it all someday, and maybe she doesn't. Either way, you were right to give her the chance. That's some reckon time will decide the heroes from villains in this tale, but deep down, something. All said, I appreciate you giving. Likewise.